If you live in a townhouse in Maryland, or really anywhere for that matter, you do not need to live uncomfortably. Now, why are you going to take that from me? Because I lived in a townhouse. I've tackled the issues. I've solved the problems. I lived comfortably. Follow this video to see the common problems that you find in most townhouses all over the place.
All right, after testing hundreds of townhouses, I can tell you they almost always have the same problems. And honestly, townhouse living already comes with a few compromises: space, parking, shared walls. You shouldn't have to give up your comfort too.
You kind of smell something right here. You were asking about smells.
Yeah.
I think it's this wall is leaking from the next door neighbor. I actually think sometimes somebody's smoking stuff back there.
The most important place to check is the attic. Most townhouses leak like crazy right through the ceiling, just like every other house, but there are small nuances with townhouse living that could make the common problems much worse. For example, people buy townhomes and then their families grow. They start buying more stuff and need storage. A logical place is the attic. People pay thousands for pull-down attic stairs and then throw plywood over the insulation, not realizing the problems this can cause. Heat always takes the easiest path, so when you flatten insulation, you basically create a shortcut, like opening an express lane for heat to escape. Raised, sloped ceilings in townhomes make knee walls a common feature. Another big problem I often see in townhomes with raised, sloped ceilings and accessible attic space above is really just a major installation flaw. If you've got a sloped ceiling, a loft, or a finished top room in your townhouse, these features almost always are a culprit of comfort problems and high energy bills. One foundation area nobody thinks about is the key to comfort. Down here in the basement, the top of the foundation wall is a big one. Builders usually just stuff fiberglass in and call it done. It sits there for decades. But fiberglass doesn't stop air. It only filters it. So you get cold floors, drafts, and pests. Seal this up, and the whole house feels tighter instantly. There are a few ways you can do it yourself with very little experience and little out of pocket. Be sure to find the best way to get the job done for your scenario and take your time to learn about the product and how to apply it correctly. It really comes down to proper protective clothing and a little practice working with the material. If the air never gets there, the comfort never does either. So many townhomes have HVAC ducts running through the attic. They do it that way to save on space. If you are in bed, look up and see if you have an air supply coming from the ceiling. If you do, you might have one or more opportunities to improve the efficiency of your HVAC system with low-cost fixes. That always translates to better comfort. For example, exposed ducts, ducts with minimal insulation, leaky ducts, or even disconnected ducts can be fixed, and it takes no more effort than a kindergarten student puts into coloring a page in a Thanksgiving coloring book. Comfort isn't just about temperature, it's about air quality too. Have you ever considered your home's indoor air quality? Guess what though? It is not measured in particles or poisonous levels. It is more about a healthy exchange of fresh air streaming into your home. The solution? Bathroom exhaust fans. They are such a critical part of our lives. Most of the ones I check either don't work or no one uses them because they're too loud. So moisture just builds up inside. That's one major source of humidity and condensation in the summer. And in the winter, the fans are hurting people in another way. And it's a big reason so many bathrooms feel cold. The ones I see in attics always have a large crack between the fan and the drywall, which provides a major escape route for warm air. Heat loves to rise and flow right toward cold spaces like the attic. A sleek, programmable, air-sealed, whisper-quiet fan with proper ducting connections and terminations can really move the needle depending on your current scenario. Townhouse living already comes with compromises. Your comfort shouldn't be one of them. Most of the problems are fixable. You just have to know where to look. Comfort isn't luck, it's just good building science. Seal the leaks, fix the ducts, vent properly. Do that and almost any townhouse can feel great. Thanks for watching, and if you own a home, you should definitely subscribe.